We have the ongoing T20 World Cup 2024 going on for the men's, but when it comes to the women's, they have a series coming up, and we cannot ignore that. We have the ODI fixtures for the ICC women's team taking on the South African women's team. It's a three-match home game series. I have Deepu with me. All the three games going to play at the Bengaluru Stadium. How much are you looking forward to this series?
Uh, a really important series whenever teams like England, Australia, South Africa tour India, or even New Zealand for that matter. It's important, and it's more important that we are in that sense that we have the One Day World Cup next year in India. So yeah, once again, pretty much excited after the men's World Cup. The women's World Cup will be in India again. So after a gap of 12 years, so in that context, the series is really important.
Absolutely, the series is really important, but if you look into the schedule, they have quite a few gaps. They have 2 days or sometimes 3 days gap. So there's enough recovery. It's a day-night game. So under the lights, there can be a situation. So how important is the toss, Deepu? Because the teams winning the toss, maybe as the game progresses in the evening past 7:38, you might see dew coming into the play. We've seen in Bengaluru, toss will be crucial out here.
I don't think so, given the fact that there are differences when it comes to the men's game and the women's game. The margins are quite different. So maybe in women's game the toss doesn't really matter, especially in the longest form in these two formats, Test and ODI. In T20s, yeah, definitely there's a factor here in India. So I just feel that whosoever wins the toss will definitely bat first and
Okay.
will prefer to bowl under lights, given the fact that there will be some swing on offer. And South Africans win Marizan Cup there, Shabnam Ismail also there in the squad. I mean, they would love to swing the ball here in India, given the fact they just played WPL few months ago and they'll be back here again in the South African jersey. So I just feel that given the fact whosoever wins the toss will bat first.
Okay, so whoever wins the toss will bat first. Despite Dubin coming into play, Chinnaswamy Stadium will definitely wait for a high scoring encounter, no matter if it's the women's as well. Let's take a look into the head to head between these two teams. It is the head to head in 2017. Indian women won 2-1 in a series against South Africa. 2019, a 3-0 whitewash against India. And in 2021, it was South Africa who won a 4-1 against India. What do you look into this series? Three-match series, upper hand going to India or South Africa?
Uh, See, again, the team has all the skill set and all the capabilities, but it's just that their inability to to get out of the pressure. We have seen it against Australia, fluffing out easy chases against England, and maybe against South Africa. I just feel that the girls might just pull it off. But I just feel that a recent home record has been horrendous. We have been losing many series at home. We have won away, but we are losing at home. That's a surprise thing to me
Absolutely.
as an Indian cricket fan. So hopefully, the tables turn, and it's important that the tables turn faster. We have the One Day World Cup, and the players must be informed because we have a T20 World Cup later in the year as well.
Correct.
So it's important that the girls remain in form for the longest time possible.
Absolutely, that's more important because we have a couple of ICC tournaments coming up, and more or less here itself. So that's the reason why the form is important. The team bonding is important. Despite we had the WPL, Indian conditions, international cricket, and the team as a unit will perform well, just like our men is doing in the T20 World Cup 2024. Fingers crossed. To be very honest, we'll not discuss about that. We're done with the head-to-heads. Let's take a look into the key players for India and South Africa in this series. I've got two from both the sides. Laura Volved and Marisa and Cap for South Africa. It has to be Smriti Mandal and Harmanpreet Kaur for India. Any other player you wanted out in this list for South Africa or India?
Uh, for India, I feel definitely Jemima plays a really important role, and Shafali also, given that she is an opener and gives the electric starts to the team. South Africa, I feel I'll add Shabnam Ismail there in the list. Third player currently, I was having a fourth player in the list too, but just slipped out of my mind at the moment. So I feel these are the few players which I would like to add in this list as the key players.
Okay, key players to watch out for. A little bit about the wicket keepers. Richa Ghosh is somebody you would want to see her bat in the ODI format, despite Yastika Bhatia being there. Similarly, for South Africa, there are a few of the hard-hitting batsmen. But how much onus do you see on Maurice and Cap?
Merzan Cup, I mean, she's a gun all rounder, but can chip in with the bat. Obviously, a great bowler for DC in the WPL as well. She knows the conditions in and out now. And what she did in Bengaluru, swinging the ball under lights, I mean, it will be a tough task for for our batters. So yeah, she is the cog in the middle order for South Africa, and she handles the bowling as well. So yeah, she has an important role to play for the South Africans.
She has an important role to play for South Africans. She had a brilliant WPL for the Delhi Capitals, the recent one. In Indian conditions, she bowled really well in Bengaluru as well, so she might fancy her chances. Deepa, I'll let you know there's a bad news coming your way when you said about a one pacer. Shabnam Ismail is not part of the ODI squad for South Africa, so we need to see what happens ahead. But like, we are done with the key players. Let's take a look into the final section, which is the predicted playing 11. For South Africa, more or less the same team that have played the recent series as well. They won that against Sri Lanka, but what's your take? Key players, if you look into the different sections in the middle order, they have good pacers, but how much of a good start does Laura Velvet has to give so that somebody players like Murray's and Cab, the Pricks can take it forward?
See, in women's game, importantly, in both the games, actually, in both the formats and both the genders. So it's important that the start is really very good. And yeah, I think even more so in women's cricket, because once the first wicket falls early, there is a pressure, and we have seen both these teams. They somehow manage to choke under pressure. So it's important that not only India but also South African batters also look upon it and provide the best possible starts for their teams, and yeah, just have a cracker of a series. All the best to both the teams, and hopefully we come out on top.
Okay, all the best to both the teams. We are yet to go into the Team India section. I have gone with Shefali Verma as my opening partner for Smiti Mandara. Then you have the Astika Bhatia at 3, Harmanpreet at 4, Jemima at 5, Richa at 6. Then I bring on the bowlers section. Anyone missing out of here? Do you want somebody like Pooja Vastrkar is there? You want a Asha Shobana, the leg spinner out here? Does this look good?
I just feel that maybe Radha Yadav.
Okay,
So yeah, she comes in because what she adds is that she's a great fielder as well. She can bowl well. We saw her. We have seen her closely at DC, uh, and she can add valuable runs lower down the order. And this team requires that because of late Deepti Sharma hasn't been in that batting form. She scored few runs in the back end of the WPL, but still I feel given the fact that we fluff out chases in the end while batting second, it's important that we have an important cover, and it's important that we have the batters in the end. So yeah, Radha Yadav, I'll make a spot for her. Maybe I'll go. I'll drop.
is it Amanjot Kaur?
Yeah, Amanjot Kaur will be the one I'll be dropping. So yeah,
Okay.
she comes in, or else I'll go the other way. I'll include another outright fast bowler.
Is it that Sadhu you might just
Yeah.
want to fancy as the third pacer? Okay, that's fair enough. So that pretty much sums up a very balanced Team India unit. We're done with this. Deepu has made his predictions. It's time. We'll start the predictions time now. Deepu, three-match ODI series, all in India, three-match at Bengaluru. What series number do you see? Is it 2-1, 3-0? What is it?
2-1 to India, hopefully, and it comes
2-1.
to yeah, because I
Okay,
mean I have this habit of not counting the opposition out, and the home record has been poor for us in the last few years. Apart from the Test series against England and Australia, the ODI like the white ball leg has been really very poor for the women's team. So
correct.
hopefully, given the World Cup year next year and with the T20 World Cup, we get some momentum irrespective of which format we are playing. So yeah, hopefully
Absolutely. So
India
2-1 to
women wins the
India.
series. Yeah.
Okay, India women wins the series 2-1 to India. One leading run scorer and one leading wicket taker, combining both the sides, please.
Leading run scorer, I'll pick Jemima, being
Okay,
for India. For South Africa, I'll go with I had this gut feeling that Marzan Cup will battle in the top of the order, maybe at number 4 or number 3,
Okay.
and being the leading wicket taker for these guys. And Laura Woolward will be the leading run scorer for South Africa, being the
And for
main.
India, leading wicket taker?
For India, I'll go with spinners on, yeah. So yeah, Deepti Sharma.
Deepti Sharma. Okay, that's fair enough. So you have made your predictions. Thank you so much, Deepu. Thank you to all the viewers. It's India versus South Africa starting from very, very soon. You have the three-match ODI coming up. Sit back and enjoy. Thank you so much, Deepu. Thank you to all the viewers. Till then, thank you so much. And bye-bye.